Paul, I spoke to Robert Redford about the funny things that happen when people recognize you, and he said that with him, people often think that he's somebody else. How often, when people come up to you, do they think that you just look like somebody who looks like Paul Newman?
I get that. I didn't get that so much when I was in my 30s and 40s. I get it a lot now. Has anybody ever told you that you look like Paul Newman? I said, yeah. And it just seems to die there.
And do you find that fairly amusing?
Well, it's better than a kick in the rear.
Paul, I've always been fascinated with actors' experiences in wartime. Now, I know you joined the Navy wanting to be a pilot, and you wound up working as a radio man on a torpedo bomber. That experience, was that something you went in with thinking it'd be very terrifying, or did you think it would be just kind of a big adventure? How was it for you?
I thought it would be a big adventure. I never was really dumb. I never considered that it might be dangerous. But those were times when people volunteered for things. I mean, volunteerism was a majority activity then. It's a minority activity now. People don't volunteer for things as a rule.
When you think of your career, the movies that did well and the movies that did not do so well, Butch Cassidy and Slapshot, do you think those movies were going to be hits before they were released?
Yes. With absolute certainty. Because they were original, I think.
Now, you have the presence of one of the biggest movie stars in the world. And I imagine when you walk on a set, you command a lot of respect with the crew and the actors. But when you're working with a small child who doesn't know who you are, is that a particularly refreshing experience for you to do?
Yes, and again, difficult because he had never acted before. And it really took a long time before he opened up and got comfortable and got used to the camera and people yelling and the clackers and everything that is designed to photograph the actors. Those are all the things that serve as conspiracies against him because they rattle his concentration. But we had fun with him. Good kid.
With this movie, shooting on location in a police station, are police officers a little bit more blasé around celebrities than your average person on the street?
I don't know that they're blasé. They certainly were helpful. And they were accommodating us sometimes under very, very difficult circumstances. The police station was open while we were shooting there. So, in fact, some of the people that are in the film were actually booked. And we got them out long enough to shoot them and put them back in again.
I think I mentioned to 3 people back home that I was going to be talking to you. Every one of them mentioned, are his eyes really as blue as they say? And I know that the blue eyes thing is something you've probably gotten very tired about hearing about, but when people come up to you, do you sometimes kind of lean forward and go, can you see them scanning your eyes to see if they really are that blue?
I'm going to have put on my tombstone, here lies Paul Newman, who died of failure because his eyes turned brown.